Marshall hits the road in Houston to take on a Rice program starving for its first win of the season. Look at all the close calls, and it gets some really good competition.
Some great competition. I mean, you look at that, you see a 21-13 loss to Baylor, who is currently 8-0 right now, and one of the more elite teams on the national stage. So
Rice will kick it away to start this football game. Marshall to return here on homecoming in Houston, Texas. Thanks for joining us here on Stadium. Interacting with you all throughout the afternoon on Facebook. And Knox gets the carry on the first play from scrimmage, and it's 4, maybe 5 yards on first down. Has been doing better on third downs than they did to start the season, but still not a good percentage, under 38%. 3rd and 14. And Green completes it for the first down, and that's his big tight end, Armani Levias. You don't often complete those third down and longs.
That's what these dynamic tight ends can do. You can see Naeem Smith there trailing him in coverage.
Pickup of 39 yards on 3rd and 14. And it's another handoff to Knox right up the middle, and he's got the first down. Brandon Knox.
They're kind of systematically moving the ball down the field, not in a whole rush, but seem to have complete command of this drive.
Knox again hesitates and throws a stiff arm and picks up a few.
Number 20, Brandon Knox picks up 2 yards, tackle 1. Stop the Rice.
Let's check out that stiff arm again.
Yeah, watch Knox. He's out in the open field here. Tyree Thornton. You know what, though?
2 catches already on this drive. And they go right to him. He gets out of a tackle. Just dragging a man inside the 10-yard line. George Nyakwal was on for a ride, and Levias is a bit banged up. He's dangling that left arm.
First down and 10.
Watch Levias after he catches this ball. Naeem Smith in coverage again. Let's see if he goes down on his left shoulder. Oh, no, that happened right there. You see what happens. Obviously, Giovanni Johnson getting his first real action of the season here. You're going to have a few mistakes like that.
Now 2nd and 31. Marshall defense licking its chops. Darius Hodge came in late to make the stop, but the big boys up front caused it. Marshall had a 28-yard field goal blocked as they had it inside the 10-yard line on their opening drive. Green pulls it back and zings it over the middle. There goes Willie Johnson. The speedster has it going. Inside the 30-yard line, they mark him out at the 29. 42-yard gain for Willie Johnson.
You said it right, Chris. The speedster. Watch him coming from the top of your screen here. This is what you want to do. Little play fake in front, get the linebackers to bite up, create some space, a nice cushion, then you give him that lane to run through. And when Willie Johnson has the ball in his hands, you will see that a lot. Willie Johnson running and 4 or 5 defenders 2 or 3 yards behind him, chased him, trying to catch up.
Green pulled it back and then throws it to Xavier Gaines. And Gaines with the first down.
To keep a defense on their heels and get unique situations to get their playmakers the ball.
And there's Brandon Knox, one of those playmakers.
Just has a huge impact on the 10 players around him.
On 3rd and 3, it's Xavier Gaines, who has great blocking off the right side, and the tight end, who has a wildcat package, runs for a first down.
So he had to give it and not turn it over and give yourself a chance at 3 at least.
Justin Rohrwasser had a 28-yarder blocked earlier in the quarter. First miss of the season. This one is good.
You have to take some time just to get used to it. It takes reps in a game.
-7 rushing yards so far, and that was almost disaster there as Amari Cobb came through unblocked and unchecked. Luckily for Rice, it was a quick throw And we do have an injured Rice Owl. That is the right tackle, Justin Gooseberry.
Is an incomplete pass.
Look at Amari Cobb. And the reason he came untouched, he timed that up beautifully. He depends what year. I gained 30 pounds a year from freshman to senior year. So 140 when I showed up my freshman year.
Isaiah Green has time to throw and launches it deep. Has a man. Caught! Down to the 1 yard line, Xavier Gaines. That's a tight end, folks. Looking like a receiver. And what a rocket from Isaiah Green.
Heck of a job on the protection from this Marshall offensive line. And watch Isaiah Green as this play progresses. As it's going on, he's letting these routes develop down the field. Just his eyes downfield, buys time, and then just like a little flick of the wrist, it almost looks like, to hit Gaines in stride and set him up on the one going in.
63-yard gain. And, well, there's one for Brendan Knox. We just asked the poll question, how many touchdowns? Most of you said 2. He's halfway there. And Marshall is back on top. Great response from the herd after Rice took the lead, huh?
I mean, that's it. That's how you draw it up. Big play after your defense was just on the field for a while. Huge play to set up exactly what you want to do and what you want to be as a team and an offense.
Austin Trammell was the man in motion, setting up to the right side of the line. It's a design quarterback run, and he's not going to get there.
Amari Cobb, Chris, first one on the scene. Shut this thing down quick.
He's coming off a career week, too. He didn't get the Conference Player of the Week honors, but had 13 tackles last week against Western Kentucky.
Look at the movement he has. Sliding right and left, 3 or 4 yards.
Rice sends 4. Looking left, and what a throw and catch. Armani Levias hurt his left arm earlier in the game, went into the medical tent. Still playing, and still playing well.
Lined up at number 1 out there, receiver. You can see he's still holding that left arm, left shoulder gingerly, too. You watch him just one-on-one with Tyree Thornton. Not bad coverage, but a heck of...
Wants nothing more for these kids that are working their tails off. 2nd down and 10, and Brandon Knox still going. Stretching all the way out to the 30-yard line. He's tough to bring down.
Still in the sidelines being evaluated. You see the linebackers get a good look at what they're looking at here. Grammer fights off the block, but Knox, that leg drive we talked about earlier, he's not going to go down easy. But Rice here forces another 3rd down with Marshall backed up in their own territory. Let's see if they bring some pressure.
Marshall 3 of 5 on 3rd downs today. The Rice defense has been terrible on 3rd downs all season. Bad again. Brandon Knox bowls over one man. He's still going into Rice territory, finally taken down at the 45-yard line. Rice bottom 10 in the country in 3rd down percentage on defense. They're giving up a 1st down nearly 50% of the time.
You see they do bring a little stunt up front, but Brendan Knox is too much. Trayshawn Devons actually is in the hole. Looks like he's in position. 2nd quarter, you didn't start the game to make a big play like that. That can really get you settled down.
Green down the seam. Levias takes a big hit and hangs on. 5th catch of the 1st half for Levias. He's over 85 yards.
Armani Levias, you just see how wide open he is in that hole between the underneath defender who tries to get a reroute at the line of scrimmage, doesn't push him far enough.
3rd down and 10. Big play here for this Rice defense. If they can hold them to a field goal opportunity, could keep this a 1-possession game. Green has all kinds of time, slings it to the end zone, and Talik Keaton makes the grab. 19-yard touchdown with 28 seconds to go in the 1st half.
This play is set up. Look at Blaze Aldridge, number 55 right there. Brendan Knox steps up, not only stops him in the hole, drives him out of the hole. Look at Brendan Knox right here. He's the one who makes this play. So watch, Rice is bringing pressure up the middle from their linebackers. Brendan Knox goes low and then starts to drive, and it's just a perfect pocket created for Isaiah Green. Easy pitch and catch, touchdown. Brendan Knox throwing it up in there, sacrificing his body for the team. And Isaiah Green and Talik.
He's back in there. He's a gamer. 3rd and 8 for Rice at the 20-yard line. They're looking his way. He lost it. 2 catches for Gaines, 74 yards. Gaines also has a 5-yard run. Brendan Knox has a touchdown run in the first half. He's now over 80 yards for the game. That was his 15th carry. This is what Rice has been able to do. They just haven't been able to make the plays in the tight games when they've needed to. We've seen some missed opportunities already in this game, but looking for a big one here. Great coverage from Chris Jackson. Bats that away. Rosner was the intended receiver, and again, it looked like that might have gotten hung up in the wind.
Yeah, possibly. Marquise Couch is applying the pressure to Giovanni Johnson as well. He may have waited a hair too long to throw this ball, really. If we run it, we can see Rosner's down at the bottom of your screen. Probably should have let that one go a little bit earlier, try to lead him a bit. So I think it's definitely conducive for this offense to let him run a little bit.
Well, they're letting him throw it. Now he steps up and takes a big old hit from Tavante Beckett. And Johnson's hurt. No flags.
Yeah, he was on his way down. It looks like his foot gave out a little bit in the turf. He was on his way down. Good thing, though, for Rice is that Giovanni Johnson is jogging off the field right now on his own power. Tavante Beckett has made these last 2 plays, both tackles on Giovanni Johnson. That one a lot more physical than the previous. It was a legal hit, too.
But had back spasms right before the game, and that threw the whole game plan off. And he gets taken down from behind. Kobe Cumberlander. 3.5 sacks now on the season.
Blaze Servin here, right here, number 71. Just watch him with a clear hold on the outside. Throws him down, actually. Throws down Darius Hodge.
I'm sure a lot of Herd fans believe that's going to be the case. The options are the 3 teams with 1 loss right now, or other, a team like Middle Tennessee that won it a season ago. Green on first down has a wide open Brock Thompson. How did he get that wide open?
I don't know. We're going to have to take a look at this one. I mean, obviously there's a lack of communication or some confusion up here when you see this whole side of the field open up. Yeah, there's so much space. Naeem Smith looks like he may have been the defender that was supposed to maybe get a reroute.
On third downs, look at the numbers. 3 for 3, 70 yards, 6 of 9 on third downs in this game. 3rd and 3, and they'll pick it up. Just throw it to the big man, and he just engulfs that thing, doesn't he? Armani Levias, 7th catch of the game, closing in on 100 yards receiving. 1st and 15 after the penalty. Knox has room off the left side. Gets 6 or 7 back.
Want to hold on to this ball and continue to grind the clock away.
Green sprinting to the right. Throws complete to Brock Thompson. Just had a question from Steve Morris. This one from 49. Hit from 53 last week to win it. And this one is good. Plenty of room to spare. Don't give me those 22, 28 yarders. I want the 50 yarders.
Look at that thing with some action on it. Little draw. Tucks that right inside that left goalpost.
And he's like, yeah.
Loves it.
Rice Stadium will still be here, though. There is a flag. No gain on the quarterback keeper.
Right here, he's tucked in front of the back there, but you can watch him. No, I'm sorry. That is 73. 73, they made the wrong call there. 75, it's actually Cole Garcia, number 73, the right.
But backed up again. This is the second drive of the game where they've had more than 30 yards to go, or about 30 yards to go.
Seems impossible when it's 2nd and 27 backed up.
4 penalties in this game for 37 yards. Johnson trying to get it all back. One-on-one coverage, but it's incomplete and almost intercepted by Kerryon Morrell, the Conference USA Defensive Player of the Week. Call was going to be, though. What were they going to call?
Let's see what they think. Double move here. Morrell beautifully sits on it. I have no idea why there was ever a flag thrown.
Right. I think if founded in 1891, only about 6,000 students. They're selective. Ottaviano gets the call and tries to stretch that for as many yards as possible. Embarrassment at Michigan in the rain last week. Brandon Knox picking his way to the 26-yard line. They'll give him 9, mark it at the 25, 2nd and 1.
So Kristen earlier asked about what makes Brandon Knox so special. If we run this for now, you can see, I talked about the patience, how he hides behind his lineman. Watch him, sitting, sifting, letting the blocks happen, and then once you do.
22 carries, 123 yards, and a touchdown today for Knox. Swing it out to Jones in the flat. Has a blocker out front, but Antonio Montero was able to get through. And
not an easy situation.
Graduate transfer from Harvard, so you go from a true freshman to a grad transfer. And the handoff to the sophomore Ottaviano. Make sure he's okay before they give him the helmet back and let him play. Hopefully that's the case eventually. 3rd and 6. Stewart throwing. End zone, incomplete. Great safety help by Nazeeh Johnson.
In hit bands making all the hits that we like to listen to, so I know not to mess with them.
Doc Holliday won't be listening.
Not him, no. Doc, yeah, he's very upset.
Fielding that on the run was Trammell, and he got popped by Stephen Gilmore.
Since then, they don't let him do that too much anymore.
Now Tom Stewart's bad day just gets worse. A sack. He's 0 for 6. And he's been sacked a couple of times. Also 0 for 2 on 4th down. And that'll do it. The Marshall Thundering Herd started off 0-1 in conference play. But this is win number 4 straight for Doc Holliday and Marshall. It wasn't pretty. Marshall heads home happy. A 4th straight win as they go into the bye week in 1st place in the East Division, and they get ready for a showdown in a couple weeks with Louisiana Tech. For Kristen Valboni, AJ Hawk, and our entire stadium crew, I'm Chris Hassel saying so long from Houston, Texas, where the Marshall Thundering Herd roll up another victory.